Hey y'all. I know it's been a minute, y'all. I know it's been a minute. Mm, I know it's been a minute, y'all. Hold on. Hey, hey. Oh, y'all. Oh, my goodness. It's crazy out here. So, I thought today would be a really great day to look into some of this Social Security stuff, recession stuff, because this is definitely going to be a big catalyst for some things that pop off in terms of inflaming people's emotions, which is what the Three of Diamonds likes to do. Um, so I was looking into the Social Security, and mind you, even if you don't get Social Security, this affects you. And not only does the what's going on with it affects you in terms of whether or not you get it or not or whatever, but really why it's the biggest shoe drop in all of the stuff that's going on right now. Like why it's going to be the catalyst for like major shit popping off. You know what I mean? And them leaving it for the last moment. Really, really, really. So, because all you'll hear with all this stuff that's going on is Social Security, Social Security. Well, they're not gonna get rid of Social Security, but you do know that they are privatizing everything with this. What they're trying to do, they're trying to make everything so unbearable that it pushes you out to do other things, and they have those other things lined up. You know what I mean? So whatever the solution, I know you always heard of problem, reaction, solution. So whatever the solution they come up is already going to be a pre-lined up solution that they have with their partners, with their funders, so that they could get a little piece of money as well. So everybody think of the government right now as one big cake, and all of these people who funded this administration, all in the back end, there's all types of deals and stuff. They want to get their piece of the cake. You know what I mean? So when the spoils of war get divvied up, this is what I get, this is what I get, this is what I get. Because this is how you're able to steal an election. You can't just steal an election and be in there and then, think you're going to stay in there. When you steal an election, you got to make sure that you're going to be able to stay in that thing, right? So that means that this person has deals with lots of people. Remember, his book is called The Art of the Deal, right? So Orange Guy has lots of deals with people going on right now behind the scenes. And he couldn't have pulled this off without a whole bunch of deals going on. Hey, he couldn't have pulled it off with a lot of deals, right? Because everybody, all of the Republicans that are in there are just sitting there like this. And everybody's playing their part and they're saying their words, even though everything looks like this, they're saying that. It don't even matter because they got deals. They all waiting to get a piece of this pie divvied up, right? So the Social Security, they know that's very touchy. Why is Social Security touchy? Because it deals with the Six of Diamonds, right? Because the Six of Diamonds is the card of retirement. The Six of Diamonds is that card where it will bring all hell. It will be fighting out on the streets because that is a fighter. That is a fighting card. Even though it's the retirement card, it also is about unrest, racial unrest. It has all of that built into the karmas that are in that card. You know what I mean? It has the people unrest, right? So they're leaving this for a specific time. They didn't rush in automatically and say, let's do this. This was going to be the icing on the cake, right? Because they know that once they trigger this, then there's going to be this. See, they're playing a game. They're playing a game. You know what I mean? So he noticed he came in right away and he's signing all these executive orders, boom, 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 boom. But that's all he's doing every day, signing executive orders, right? And holding press conferences. When you ever seen a president do that? Just sign executive orders every day and hold press conferences and go golfing, right? Because y'all, this is the end. This is what they are forcing. They are forcing. You could have did it one way. You know, there's two ways of doing things. You could do things violently, disruptively, unkind, or you could do things, you could let things happen in a kind, non-violent, whatever, traumatizing way. These people, all they know is trauma. Their life is trauma. You know what I mean? That's all they know is doing things traumatically. So, you know, that's why they left. So the Six of Diamonds is Social Security, retirement stuff. So that's why that's left to the end because of what it will trigger. It will be the final. We get them getting out on the streets and, you know, domestic, you know what, and all that is going to be the final thing for that. Right. So let's go to I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. So this is the wiki for the Social Security Administration, right? So this is what pretty much, and it's interesting that look at what they call a social insurance program. The card for insurance is also the Six of Diamonds, right? And what happened earlier this year? What did we come into this year? We came into this year with a King of Diamonds named Luigi, who shot someone who was over the an insurance company, right? So this is essentially another insurance company, right? So when this goes left, right, you're going to see a lot of violence, just like that. You're going to see that. This very thing could trigger violence just like what you saw. So remember I told y'all when we came into the year, pay attention to the things that are coming into the new year because these are the themes. You know what I mean? So you got this, right? Hold on one second. Burning. I'll show y'all this. You got this. This was another theme, and I'm gonna show y'all. We're gonna look at this. These are all different themes. So we got this. So y'all see that, right? Remember, we came into the year with this, right? And then what happened? You start seeing burning Cybertrucks. Did anybody even imagine that this was going to be like the thing where there was going to be burning Cybertrucks? Well, this literally brought us into the new year. And I told y'all, I said that you want to watch the things that happen in the beginning of the year because that's setting the tone for the rest of the year, right? So this is a very iconic scene now. You got the Trump Towers and you got the Cybertruck burning in front of it. It's symbolic of two people, you know what I mean, setting off this thing. And this was earlier coming into the year. So you had this, you had Luigi and the insurance company. And I'm telling you that Social Security is another form of insurance. It is a social insurance program that you pay into so that you could be covered in your retirement. Both, all of these are six of diamonds. So remember that. But the interesting thing is when you look at a card and when you look at what's really going on, it tells you what's going on a bigger scale. I told y'all that all of this has to do with Black people, and I'm going to tell you why. This all has to do, the end game with this is racial, white supremacy, racial power. That is the end game. What you don't realize is that these conservative nationalist Nazis, they don't want you to have power so bad that they're willing to sacrifice millions of their own to keep you from having power. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, everybody else is just a sacrifice. It's really about you. It's really about stopping all points in which, you know what I mean, which you can, or which basically pulling the rug from under you, isolating you potentially, right? That is what it's about. And when I say you, I'm talking about Black people. Because if you go back in time to when this last took place, like these last astrological things took place, it was during the beginning of the Civil War, which was also about Black people, right? So it's such a fear of Black people, quote unquote, taking over. And not saying that we even want to take over. We just want equal, egalitarian, want equality or whatever. But there's such a fear of even allowing you to do that because by nature, even on the egalitarian stage, you could become that powerful as they don't want you to be. This is why in communities they have white flight. When Black people move into communities, then quote unquote naturally kind of just grow and become a part of the community. All they see is Black people have taken over the community, right? Dominating. They've limited things that you can get involved in. You can be in sports, you can be in entertainment, but you cannot be in technology. Because if you're in technology, it's like an end game. You know what I mean? Yes, you can be more than that. You're even bigger and greater than you think you are in terms of the things that you can do. However, you're going to have to fight really hard to get in those spaces. And believe you me, I know better than most people how hard it is to get into technology. You know what I mean? But again, these are people who have lived centuries and made sacrifices. I'm talking people sacrifices. They have sacrificed the lives of people. They're willing to sacrifice the lives of people. Listen to what Trump said about Gaza. Like, oh, let's just get them out of there and let's build a resort. He's admitting to you that they're willing to sacrifice the lives of people to do anything to support their agenda. So that's what they do. And it's funny, we're in a Jack of Hearts week, which is the card of sacrifice. This is Donald Trump's Saturn card, the Jack of Hearts. So because it is in Saturn, he is willing to sacrifice anybody to get what he wants, to be where he wants to be, to not be in prison, to not, he's willing to sacrifice, and even his own kids, even his own kids. So them sacrificing millions of people, and I'm gonna take it on back. Recently, with this Department of Education firing, the one of the organizational heads, a Black woman, she got up there, she said, I see all the people they firing and getting rid of. Blacks, Black and women, right? That's what she said. She said that they're keeping white men, but they're firing Black and women. And when it came to letting go of the federal workers, there's enough Black people that are federal workers that they will wipe out all the federal workers to get rid of that 13 to 20% that are Black people. They'll take them all out. It's just like, when you see that, you know how when you see it, there is negative and positive going on, right? What to you stands out more? Something you dislike, usually with the crowd, things you dislike or things you love? The answer is things you dislike. So the things that you dislike will stand out more, will burn you up more, will shape your agenda, form your mission and everything versus the things that the people, quote unquote, that you love. And that is what we got going on here. The United States is a Cancer, which is a sign I've always told you rules Black people, right? Um, and the Nine of Diamonds right now in the United States, 7-year spread is so prominent. And the Nine of Diamonds, I told you, is a card that rules Black people. The card that rules white people is the Six of Diamonds. That is the card that rules white people and white people institutions. But the Six of Diamonds is more of a unilateral racial kind of energy, though. And really and truthfully, so are white people. They mixed with lots of different things. They're not, I don't know too many white people who are really white. You know what I mean? So the Six of Diamonds deals with racial themes. It deals with things like white supremacists. It deals with white supremacism. It deals with interracial, biracial relationships. That is the karma that deals with the Six of Diamonds. It deals with insurance. It has insurance. It deals with taxes. It deals with retirement. You know what I mean? It also some cases it deals with being born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You know what I mean? Hey, Ayafa. The eclipse is on a nine of diamonds day this week, and I was thinking it has something to do with the people no longer being martyrs and scapegoats. Absolutely, absolutely. But the interesting thing is, during the Civil War, it was majority white folks out there on the field fighting too. You know what I mean? Now, there were some slaves that joined the Civil War, but the majority were the North and the South, et cetera. They were fighting each other. And we had a lot of allies. We had, lots and lots of allies at that point that were wanting to eradicate slavery and this, that, and the third. But then you had the ones that wanted slavery, who eventually went on to be the conservatives that we're fighting right now, or that is kind of taking over right now. But when you look at it, that's exactly what the Nine of Diamonds is. The Nine of Diamonds um it's like anti, it makes people uncomfortable. Let me put it to you like that. There's a Uranian energy to the Nine of Diamonds. But the Nine of Diamonds is unstoppable. It's only stoppable if you make it think it's stoppable. It's affected in the mind. But when the mind is not affected, the spirit is very strong in the Nine of Diamonds. That's Kanye. Kanye keep coming back around. He's a Nine of Diamonds. You know what I mean? So at any rate, this is another insurance agency that is threatened with violence. So what you see, what they're doing, and that's why they're trying to violently tear it apart, the Social Security Administration. They're literally using words like ripping it apart, gutting it. They're trying to violently tear it apart because it is associated with violence. And I'm going to tell you, when that happens, the violence will uptick. Just like the Luigi thing, you're going to see stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like for real, for real. You're going to see, what do you call it? Representatives, Republican, conservative representatives. Right now, remember they told them don't hold no more town halls. They know their lives will be in jeopardy if they hold town halls after this. They know. They told them no more town halls. No more town halls. Did they not tell them no more town halls? Because it's going to be Luigi situations going on when they rip this apart. When they bring this down, that is when, yes, the armies, the military, stuff like that, they're going to have to call, but they're going to have to call their own special military because they also ripping apart the veterans. They're ripping apart the veteran administration. They ripping apart the Pentagon, and all of that. They don't really have them on their side. like you think. They're not really on their side. They have militias. They have their own militias that they are hoping are going to come forward and step up and protect them, because they are not going to be able to count on the military and the police department, all of these places that they trashed too. They have trashed those places. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe they gonna have Russia. But so guess what the card of the Social Security Administration? Now I told you it's a six of diamonds thing. You have a card of something by birthday, and then you have just the energetic signature. So the energetic signature of the Social Security Administration is the six of diamonds, because I said it's a social insurance thing, right? But the birthday, let's look at the birthday, y'all. The birthday is hold on, y'all. Let's scroll down. You see that? August 14th, 1935. It's 89 years old. What is 89? This is some of my students here. What is the number 89 in cardology? What is 89? You don't know. 89 is the last spread. It is the rebirth spread done over again. Age 44, 89 is the rebirth spread. It is, I mean, sorry, pre-birth spread. The next year is the rebirth spread. So it's literally certain. She said it right. Ayafa said it. It's the reset, right? So yes, energetically, this was going to get a reset. So either it could have been built up or strengthened in a reset. It could have been some energy put to it, or it could have just been totally decimated. And that's what's happening right now, right? So not only that, because the birthday is August 14th, or let's look at what's August 14th. So August 14th is a Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs. So that's another significance, y'all. Another significance. The Queen of Clubs is like mixing women and black women. You know what I mean? Like that's the energy. So think about how they're able to be so violent against this entity. They're able to attack it with no prejudice. Just attack it, right? Because it's the Queen of Clubs. It's Black Mother energy. You know what I mean? It's talking about I'm helping everybody. I want to make sure that everybody's taken care of throughout their life. That's what the Queen of Clubs is. You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure everything is taken care of. Everybody's taken care of. You know, stuff like that. The big mother, big mama. It's another big mama energy. So they're going for the gusto, which by the way, Donald Trump is Mars to the Queen of Clubs, right? He's Mars. And it displaces the 10 of diamonds, right? So there's a number of things I wanted to show you about that. So when you look at it, this grand solar spread, right? Let's look at the first and foremost, let's go to the United States spread, right? And this is the United States, the spread that the United States is on right now. So let's look at the Queen of Clubs here, right? So this is the spread of the Social Security Administration within the United States yearly spread. This is like how we do readings, right? And so you have it's in the Mars position. It's in the Mars. And we can go to its pre-birth spread too. We'll look at that in a second. But in the United States spread, it's in the crosshairs. Mars is what? Action, attack, that type of thing. So it's under attack. It's that's why it keeps coming up, because it's under attack. This, that, and the third. Also, that's the Queen of Clubs, so you can also say that in some ways Black women would basically be under attack as well. That's why you got Jasmine, up there, right? Because she's a 7 of clubs. right? You know what I'm talking about. This is why she's like on the warpath, right? Because she is, I'm going to share her up there as well. She is a 7 of clubs, which is a queen of clubs. She's a queen of clubs, right? She's a queen of clubs. So she is also, let me make sure, March 29th. Her birthday's coming up. So we go March 29th. Here she is. She's a 7 of clubs. And the 7 of clubs is about exercising truth, speaking truth, using your throat chakra, not being afraid or not caring what other people think about you, is what this 7 of clubs is. So she's a 7 of clubs, and which also makes her queen the queen of clubs. When she stands up, she's a queen of clubs. So she's in the crosshairs too, but she's also fighting. She's like in Mars position. She's fighting, right? She's a key figure, 6 of hearts. She's a key figure for us, and she's fighting. So let's look at all of these different placements here. Look at what we got in the Mars position for the Social Security. We got the King of Diamonds. So that's who wants the Social Security. Oh, let me share this, y'all. That's who wants the Social Security to be captured. The King of Diamonds. That's who wants it. We want the Social Security. Why? Because we want money. There's the King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds is about money. We want money, right? There's a source of money that the big businessman, the King of Diamonds, wants, that's in relation to Social Security. There's money here for them. That's what they want. It's all about money. That's why the King of Diamonds is there, and that represents those oligarchs and the big people. Also represents Donald Trump because he's a King of Diamonds. So that's what they want. Everybody has different reasons for what they want. You know what I mean? So, sorry. Everybody has different reasons for what they want. Hold on one second, y'all. So everybody has different reasons for what they want, but it all has to do with King of Diamonds things. King of Diamonds things are greed. King of Diamonds things are money. You know, King of Diamonds things are whatever. All of those things. And now look, we got the 9 of spades in Saturn. So this is definitely going to injure, if not destroy, the it has the potential to destroy, but it definitely is going to injure the system. That's why it has the 9 of spades there, right? So the plan is to make it really like so unbearable that people won't care that they do away with it, right? But this is also a killer aspect right here, 9 of spades. This is some people who would kill over it to make sure that it stays, right? And then we have the 8 of hearts, which is that's people fighting, taking their power back. So you know there's going to be fighting. You also have the 8 of spades in Neptune, which is more fighting. So we got 2 fighting aspects coming out of this. Like when they finally destroy as much of it as they can, then this is the fighting coming, right? Now, another thing that's really interesting about this is that it turns into the Queen of Spades. The Queen of Spades is the judge, y'all. That's the Supreme Court, right? So I can imagine that when it's all said and done, that there's going to be some Supreme Court action. This is Saturn and Mercury. So this is consequences, also deals with laws. So the laws are, have to be examined about the legality of this and etc. Right? And let's see what else here. Then we also have, we got the Queen of Diamonds in Pluto, right? So this is a lot of people, you know, and particularly women, maybe people who depend on it. This could also be people dying just because, you know, that they're not getting their money, they're not getting their Medicaid, they're not getting all of that. But the result is the five of spades, right? And I'll tell you this, the five, that is something that kind of gets the warrior spirit up, because the five of spades can be very vengeful. You know what I mean? Like they coming for you, you know, because of that. So this thing is chock full of battle and embattlement cards, including the five of clubs in the moon position, which is people speaking out angrily, you know, and particularly women. Again, I keep seeing a lot of women stuff being featured. So I do think that there's going to be more women fighting than there's going to be men, but you know, there's going to be some men fighting. So this is the spark of the big stuff. You know what I mean? All of these cards that are sitting in Jupiter represents the growth of these things. You know what I mean? And then the nine of spades is displacing the six of diamonds. So the six of diamonds, I already told you, that's the end. That's insurance, stuff like that. And the nine of spades is ending, trying to end the insurance, end retirement. This is also retirees and yada yada yada, you know. So they're definitely going to be successful in some of the things that they do in regards to that. But what it's going to spark is, and I don't know if they really care or not, but it's definitely going to spark some, you know, people getting out and wanting to seek vengeance. And you know what I mean? There's going to be some people who are going to want to avenge this situation. So this is where it gets more difficult. Now, to look at time frames, right? Because within this spread, there's already time frames here. So we got the clubs weeks, which are coming up soon, right? These are I'm looking at these in terms of weeks. The four clubs week will be coming up in about another, what, 6 weeks or so. So like maybe going into May, which is a Jack of Hearts month, which I find pretty critical for Donald Trump because that is his Saturn card, the Jack of Hearts. So May, so you're already looking at May. You're already in April, because this first is born. The four clubs is born in April, so that's the first four clubs card. So you got April, you got May, and then in terms of months that are pretty critical, you got July. You got, and look at this, y'all. This is the card for the politics, ten of clubs. But this is also the card for Republicans. This is a card for Republicans, and it's displacing the King of Diamonds again. So there's opportunities. This is what they're looking at: doors opening so that they can make money. They can increase, you know, they can start these privatized companies or whatever to help sort through the mess that's going to be left over after they finish pillaging through this institution. So you got what did I say, July. You got, this is October. This is, and look, the King of Diamonds is displacing the thief, Jack of Spades. So this is who, and this is Mercury, Venus, Mars, and the King of Spades. So I mean, in the Jack of Spades. So this is who's looting, who's going to get this money. This is definitely stealing money out of that thing. You know what I mean, or getting money underhandedly from there. And it also sits in Mars. So we definitely know that's what they're doing. Now, the Three of Hearts right here, which is Mercury, right? A lot of times when I see the Three of Hearts, what I see is people turning. You know what I mean? So if somebody was on this side, when the Three of Hearts comes up, then they go to that side, you know. But you got the eruption of people growing, a growing number of people who are concerned. That is in Mercury. Of course, Mercury deals more with the younger folks. It's not necessarily the older folks, because maybe they're thinking about things like who's going to take care of their parents, grandparents, and stuff like that too. But that's younger people getting involved. But that's also people changing and turning. That's lots of women. That's people, if they were on the fence, jumping over to the other side of the fence, decide I'm going to do something about this. I have to do something about this. This is also people becoming angry with being told one thing, but then look at what happened. You know what I mean? There's also the Five of Hearts. The Five of Hearts is the card of homelessness. You know what I mean? And people losing things. This is also people going to jail, So you're talking about social gatherings, or even within Venus retrograde, social gatherings or protests. So Five of Hearts is like people going to jail. When you go to jail for protests, you don't usually stay in jail very long. And a Five of Hearts jail is when you don't stay in jail very long, but you go. People being separated from their families, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So this is it's a real thing, y'all. And it's going to spread. It's going to contain, it's going to be in contagion for every part of life. It's going to impact everything. And then you're talking about, you know, the recession and all types of stuff. Now the Queen of Spades also represents those people who have acquired assets and ownership and they own things. They can be fine. Matter of fact, they probably will be even more fine because they're gonna grab stuff up. So there's gonna be people who have money or people who are investors who are gonna be grabbing up things that the common people are losing. Okay. So it's a lot, y'all. This is gonna be more craziness coming down the pipeline. Probably more craziness than we've ever seen. But it's crazy to see that the fight of all fights would be over something like Social Security. You know what I mean? Because think about it, it's supposed to make you be secure or feel secure about the future and secure about being in America. So they went tried to go for the immigrants who have land distribution also occurring. Yeah, Five of Hearts energy. Yeah, because it's going to be a flight. You're right. It's going to be a fight or flight kind of thing. So people leaving behind stuff that is going to be available for other people to get, you know? So it's sad to think that way, but this is how other people come up because they're busy not thinking about what they're losing. They're thinking about what they can acquire during this time. So yes, it's a lot of this is going to be, and because the transformation card is the Queen of Spades that deals with real estate and land and all of that, then you know that this is going to be a good period to pick up those types of things because people are going to be selling their homes. The housing market is likely going to crash because people are going to be selling off their homes because number one, they're going to feel like they can't afford it, or they're going to want to let go of some debt because or let go of things and contract because that's what that nine of spades is telling people to do is to let go of things and contract. Then there's going to be a lot of that going on. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a lot of things, quote unquote, up for grabs. And even that Five of Hearts homeless energy points to that because within the homeless karma, you got people who just pick up stuff, they grab stuff. So it's going to be things, a lot of things are going to be up for grabs during that time. So what do you want to do? You got the Eight of Clubs in Jupiter. You want to maintain your goals and your ideas and think about how you can build while other people are contracting. You're still going to be wanting to think about how you can build. You know what I mean? During this time, how you can, bring together family and all of this other stuff. And people are going to be moving. That's the Five of Spades. And the Five of Hearts is like mass migration, y'all. Like people gonna be taking this really, really seriously. They're gonna be like, I need to downsize and get rid of all of this because I don't know what my future. The recession is gonna hit. 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 Is gonna of Social Security. It boils down to Social Security. This is the fight, y'all. Like this is the biggie. This is the biggie. It's gonna fight. Yep, fight of all fights. It's gonna be over Social Security. So it's wild. You got to pay attention. People think, well, it's the stock market or whatever. You got to think about what's going to set the people off. You know what I mean? And they're already feeling less secure, right? And this is like going to be the stamp on the cake. like the stamp, Social Security. So if y'all want to catch me, it was good talking to y'all. I'm trying to be back up here. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, but I am doing a lot of work behind the scenes. I'm working on a lot of software. I am working on Guap, of course. Getting ready to launch the new site for Guap, new education, new white paper stuff, new technical details, a lot of stuff that I'm working on in regards to that. Working on a lot of cardology software, working on the new Aquarius Maximus website. I'm working on other software, AI software, everything. Still working, and my browser, everything black. So I'm still here, and I'm so grateful for people who give me grace and patience, because the people who know me know I don't stop working. It ain't no disappearing. You ain't get your stuff. I'm working. I'm still working on this stuff. I'm still working on trying to make things better, and a lot of times it's just me that's especially doing the technical work. So tomorrow I will be doing mini readings. I have the link there. And with my mini readings for the last couple of weeks, I've been giving away guap. So you can get guap and with a mini reading tomorrow. And I've been giving away either a life report or yearly report as well. Social Security has stopped my son's benefits, and I'm working to utilize other ways to make money. Man, but that's money you paid for. You know what I mean? Like that you pay into that. So they shouldn't be stopping anything. This is money that's owed. That's another thing with Six of Diamonds. Six of Diamonds deals with debt. It deals with things like reparations. It deals with debt. So these people are stopping a debt. And I'm telling you, karma is karma for real. Karma is karma for real. The one thing that you don't do is not pay your debts. Like even if you can't pay it now, you don't violently disrupt that debt. That's even worse. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be taken care of, and work with your ancestors, stick with your goals, because nobody can stop what you're supposed to do anyway. Like nobody can stop. It might make it a little bit harder for you, a little bit more uncomfortable. Things are a little hard for me, but I'm still moving forward with the things that I have built and I am building. So, and you can always help. Like I said, booking a mini reading helps me out. If you just want to send a tip, that helps me out. All of these things help me out. And I continue to try to give when I can give and be there when I can be there. So, like I said, book a mini reading tomorrow for tomorrow. So, peace.